Raise your hand toward a sky full of stars. The atoms that make up this very hand, where did they actually come from? The iron that reddens our blood, the calcium that builds our bones, the oxygen we breathe, the carbon in our DNA. Our bodies are packed with elements. But here's a shocking fact. Not a single one of these elements was made on Earth. Every one of them was born inside a distant star. How on earth could a star have made our bodies? To unravel this incredible secret, we have to rewind time very, very far. To find the true home of our atoms, let's travel together back to 13.8 billion years ago, the very moment the universe was born. 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang. The universe began as an unimaginably hot, dense ball of pure energy. As the universe cooled, the simplest atoms formed, just hydrogen and helium with a tiny trace of lithium. Look at the periodic table. The Big Bang barely filled in the first two boxes. All the other dozens of squares were completely empty. In other words, carbon, oxygen, iron, gold, none of them existed yet. The early universe was just empty space filled with hydrogen and helium gas. So, in what colossal furnace were all the other elements forged? The answer was shining right there in the night sky. The stars. Gravity begins pulling the hydrogen and helium gas together. The clump grows hotter and hotter until ignition, it bursts into a shining star. Deep in the star's core, hydrogen atoms are crushed together and fuse into helium. The energy pouring out of this nuclear fusion is exactly what makes a star shine. When the hydrogen runs out, the core contracts and grows even hotter. Now helium itself fuses, forging carbon and oxygen. In a star far heavier than our sun, the process doesn't stop. It pushes on, forging neon, magnesium, silicon, ever heavier elements one after another. So the inside of a giant star ends up like an onion. Lightweight hydrogen on the outside, and ever heavier elements layered in shells as you go deeper. And at the very deepest center of all these layers, a core of iron finally builds up. But it's right here that everything comes to a halt. Iron is the dead end of fusion. Fusing iron doesn't release energy, it swallows it instead. This is the moment the furnace that held the star up goes dark. With the outward energy gone, gravity wins. The core of the giant star collapses catastrophically in less than a single second. That collapse triggers an explosion beyond imagination. A supernova. For a brief moment, this single blast shines brighter than an entire galaxy, and this explosion scatters every element the star spent its whole life forging, carbon, oxygen, iron, out across the cosmos in all directions. What's more, in the violent instant of the explosion, elements even heavier than iron are newly born. Gold, silver, and uranium are forged right here. In fact, much of the gold in your ring may have been created in an even rarer cosmic event, the collision of two neutron stars. These clouds of dust and gas, now enriched with every kind of element, drift slowly through space for hundreds of millions of years. Then gravity gathers this enriched cloud once more, and a new star, with planets orbiting it, is born, just like our own sun and Earth. From that dust, full of the remains of dead stars, the Earth was made, and so are you. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the carbon in your DNA, all of it. Every single atom in your body was forged in the heart of some star that died long, long before our sun was ever born. As the astronomer Carl Sagan said, we are made of star stuff. When you look up at the night sky, you are really gazing at the very place you were born. We are all the descendants of stars. If you enjoyed this wondrous cosmic journey, please subscribe and like.